Kusama Pumpkins using complementary colors. Write your name and class code on the back, and if you have time, add your homeroom teacher's name. So for this project, we want to make sure that we're drawing the pumpkin as large as we can. We do not want to make it really small. We want it to fill up the size of the paper. So look at the border of your paper. The pumpkin you choose might be different than the pumpkin a friend chooses. So it's okay if your pumpkins look different, but the goal is to fill up the whole paper. So you want to use really light sketch lines. So the rule in the art room is draw light until you get it right. I start at the top just to get a good gauge of where my pumpkin is going to start, and then as soon as I get that little bit of top space finished, I'm going to go ahead and make the bottom of my pumpkin, and I connect the two. I'm looking at the picture that I'm drawing from, and I'm really trying to make it look just like the pumpkin is supposed to look. So it doesn't look flat. I'm adding these lines. These lines you might not see later when you paint over it, but we can add the lines with oil pastel on the second day of this project. For the next step, you need to think about what color you would like to use. For this project, we're going to use complementary colors. Complementary colors are colors that are across from the color wheel. Complementary colors have the most contrast. If you decide to paint your pumpkin orange, then your background will be blue. If you decide to paint your pumpkin yellow, your background will be purple. Okay, now that you have your pumpkin drawn, we're going to select a color to paint it. So pick any color you want. I'm going to go ahead and stick with one of the warm colors. I really like yellow, so I'm going to paint it yellow. I'm going to start off with painting the outline. Every time I paint, I like to paint the outline first, because it sets up a nice little frame so that paint doesn't go out of the line. If you pick a light color, you'll still be able to see your pencil lines. Once you're finished with that, you're going to rinse your brush, blot it on the paper towel. All right. The next step is you're going to select a different color. For that, I'm going to go ahead and select purple. Because purple is the complementary color of yellow. So they're across from the color wheel. They're across the street neighbors. And I'm carefully going to paint edge of my pumpkin. And since the paint's still wet, I'm going to try not to mix the colors. So I'm just going right along the edge. my suggestion is to take your messy mat to the drying rack with you, hold it with 2 hands underneath your paper, and you can place it on the drying rack with your messy mat underneath. If you are able to get your messy mat out from underneath, once you get to the drying rack, you're welcome to put the messy mat on top of the drying rack. Good job, guys.